I was reading somewhere that they were gonna call you Honey Ray Leonard.
Eddie, where did you hear that from? Where did you hear that from? I've never heard that.
you know you heard that.
I've never heard that, man. I would have admitted to that. I've never heard that.
Well, I've heard that they were going to call you. What was the name? Dave Jacobs.
Dave Jacobs
Was going to call you Honey Ray Leonard, and then but it never flew. It never flew.
Eddie,
I was going for that.
Eddie, you're showing signs of, you know. You know, I can't.
You know what does that mean, Ray?
Well, I mean, you kind of slowing down.
Whatever.
Not much. I'm slow. I slowed down. I'm a little slower than I used to be, and my short-term memory is a disaster. But I can remember, like, what took place 30, 20, 30, 40 years ago. I can remember Duran's breath when he beat me the first time in 1980. I can feel the punches of Tommy Hearns, and I mean, I can go back there. I can just back.
Since you bring up Duran and Tommy Hearns, like, okay, now tell me this, man. Now, when you were getting ready to fight these guys, when you were training and when you were getting ready to go in the ring on the night of the fight, was there any time in that process, did you ever think that you were going to lose the fight?
No, it's rare, and I'm talking about like on my hand right now. Maybe once, maybe twice. I didn't feel 100%. You know, sometimes we don't feel 100% when we do what we do best or naturally, and it doesn't come out right. Whether it's the music, the fights, you know, football, basketball, whatever, it's just not right. You just don't have that touch, that feel. I've had a few of those, I should say. It's a scary moment.
What did it happen with the Roberto Duran?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Also, Duran got into my head. He said some very awful things, and he made me so that I wanted to get back at him.
No, you wanted to hurt him.
Oh yeah. Is there another adjective too harsh?
No. Well, you could say you could say you wanted to kill him. That would do it.
I did, yeah.
but
yeah.
Look, when he pulled the no mas, because I saw you once he said he was going to quit, and you came back at him. You was ready to go some more because you couldn't believe that he was just going to quit like that. But was that a surprise to you? Was that like, what's going on?
That was one of the most bizarre moments in the ring. I thought it was a trick. I thought he was trying to get me closer to him, to lure me in. And my brother Roger said, Ray, he quit. And because Duran didn't say no mas. He didn't really say no mas. I think Howard Cosell said that. But when you do that, that means what? Like you and I, yeah.
Look, I need to go home. That's what.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yes, it's something like that. But no, we're all friends. We're good friends. I called Tommy yesterday. I'm friends with Roberto. I stay in contact with him, and Marvin and I were civil to one another, but we're still working on that. We're working on the relationship.
Well, you know, Marvin ain't got over that. He had to leave the whole country to try to get past what went down. And I've
Well,
seen him, and I've seen him, and he ain't he's not over that yet, Sugar. He's just not over that. He
so
feels
Eddie,
like
what did you when the fight was announced? What did you think? Who did you think would win? Now, we're close friends,
well,
so you can say whatever you want to say now.
what you got to understand is, man, that I've always been a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. So, and you know, we've hung out, and we've had a good time together. So, I never thought to beat you. I never thought. I knew he was rough. I knew he could punch hard, and I knew that he could take a punch. But I never thought that he would beat you. I never thought that he could do it. But
But
he
Eddie, we hung out together a lot.
yes.
So okay.
Ray, I don't think I don't know what you talk.
No, man. Those were the times.
But wait,
Those
you
were
know, I feel like, you know, you and Tommy had a great wars, great wars. I mean, you know, and you and Hagler was a great fight. But the fight that really intrigued me the most was the Benitez fight. I mean, you know,
oh my
because
God.
you know what I'm saying? That was a truly great fight, man. I mean, y'all was warring on each other.
That he has never been given his just due. Wilfred Benitez was one of the great, if not the greatest, fighters in the world. He was so elusive, quick, fast, smart. He had it all. And after that fight, because I beat him with a look, I came on strong in the late rounds. After the fight, I went to the hospital for dehydration. Because it took that and everything else I had to beat this incredible talent champion.
Yeah, he had a lot of finesse with him there, Sugar. I mean, you know, now you're one of the best counter punchers in the business, and the movement wise and all of that. Now, what about when you look at the fighters of the day? What do you really think about what's his name, Kolovic, Kolovic, or whatever?
Canelo?
Yeah, him, Canelo, and what's his name, Kolovic.
Yeah.
What do you think about them as fighters? Do you think that they have that same kind of moxie as the Hearns, the Haglers, the Durands back in the day?
Those things happen intuitively when it's needed. It just doesn't happen like that. It's like when you, like, if I get knocked down, or I hurt Tommy, or I catch Hagler with this, Hagler's gonna come back. Tommy Hearn's gonna come back. Ray's gonna come back with something new but natural, if that makes any sense. All of a sudden now, it's that intestinal fortitude, it's that heart, it's that, you know, it's that the will to win.
Well, Ray, tell me this. Tell me this. Now, you gotta be along with the skills, along with the boxing, along with the feints, along with the ducking, along with the rights and the lefts. Tell me this. Now, how do you prepare yourself for getting a one of those power shots that shakes you and make you have to really shake yourself and bring you back from that place that it almost destroy you? How do you do that? Is that a mental thing? Is that something that, you know, that you automatically you just make yourself shake it off, come back from it?
That's a very good question, and a very complicated question to try to articulate it. It's that punch, it's that 13th round that you have 2 rounds left to kind of do the damage. It's all heart. It's heart and mind. It's composure. It's the will to win. It's the determination. Uh, it's all those things, Eddie, that is required to be considered one of the best. You got to reach down as deep, because Muhammad Ali was my dear friend, and he said to me one time, long time ago, he said, Ray, before Joe Frazier the third time, he said, man, that was the closest thing. And I looked at him like I was like, what? So when I fought Hearns, when I fought Duran the first fight, when I fought Tommy Hearns the first fight, Benitez, I mean, those fights were like, I mean, the closest thing to death. I mean, you go above and beyond what is normal, or you push the body to a point that most people could not do that. Because and it's not couldn't, but they would want to, but we want to.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing.
In other words, you're reaching down way inside of yourself, making yourself go to places that you wouldn't ordinarily go. It's something that you just got to pull from within and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Now,
that is so.
As far as now, when you talk about Canelo, do you think you could have got with Canelo?
Yes, I mean, the thing about being a fighter, being a champion, it's like you believe that you can beat everybody or anybody. I don't care who you ask. Canelo, ask anybody, any fighter, any champion of that level, he can beat everybody. Yeah, we don't think that way. We don't operate that way.
Okay,
it's
okay, now another question. Angelo Dundee, James Morton, Dave Jacobs. Now, out of those trainers, out of those three people, which one would you say was your the guy that you would call in if you were on your last dying breath and you needed someone to push you to that next level? Which one of those would you call?
I don't need to be pushed. I didn't need to be pushed. I need to be reminded. That's the difference. Well, like prime example, Eddie, when Angelo Dundee said, when I fought Tom Hearns, you're blowing it, son, you're blowing it, like in the 12th round. It was a perfect soundbite. He said the right thing at the right time with the right tone. He wasn't frightening and scary and everything. He said, you're blowing it, son, you're blowing it. And he said the right thing at the right time. And right away, I knew what he meant. Because the fighter knows when he's losing. We know when we're losing a fight. It's so obvious that we're losing or behind, or it's too close for comfort.
Wow.
That's
great.
That's Angelo's asset.
And that was vintage Angelo right there, right?
Angelo Dundee, yeah, Angelo Dundee. I had an incredible team with Dave Jacobs, Pepe Carrera, and Morton. I mean, Angelo Dundee. I had some of the best people out. A great corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just when I say to you, I know that each one of those trainers brought something different to you, and I mean, Dave Jacobs were with you from a young age, along with James Martin, right? And then Angelo Dundee. But in reading about you, that's who Muhammad Ali told you that was going to be the man for you, would be Angelo Dundee. And how true was that for you?
Absolutely, it was the truth. Because I had no intentions of turning professional. I won the Olympic gold medal. That I was coming home to go to University of Maryland. My coma was going to a coma. We needed money, and when I decided to turn pro, Ali told me, he said, Ray, you got to have Angelo Dundee in your corner. I said, Why? He said he's the right complexion, he's correct connection. He said that. I think I think he was joking.
Yeah.
I was pretty naive, pretty slow back then. But Angelo was just a major asset to my group, my guys.
Yeah, but see, those people right there are the people that was able to make you to become the greatest, one of the greatest fighters. Now, do you think could have? Well, now I love Floyd Mayweather. I think he's pretty good. But how do you think you and him would have mixed it up if back in the day?
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is very good. He's not good. He's exceptionally good.
Yes.
Could he hold his own against us? Yes. I mean, yes. I mean, he could. He's a smart fighter, technical fighter, and that would be interesting. I mean, Mayweather. I beat his father, by the way. Back in yeah.
That's probably up on you.
And yeah. In fact, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He gave me a tough time. He had extremely quick hands, smart, very technical he just had bad hands. He hit you, then he couldn't hit you anymore. But Floyd Jr. is he's what boxing's all about.
Absolutely, he's quite guy.